let us talk about the AmEx Pay It Plan It program. It's a very popular program with AmEx cardholders. And in today's conversation, I want to talk to you about what the program is, how to use it, and how it works. Okay, so if you're interested in this kind of program from AmEx, I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you're to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about the AmEx Pay It Plan It program. I want to explain to you what the program is, how to use it. Actually, there are two programs, what they are and how to use them. But let me give you a recap. So if anybody asks you like in 2 minutes, explain to me what these programs are, here is what you have to say. Obviously, I'll go into more details. I will go in details in the rest of the show, but I just want to give you the takeaway here. So when you talk about the AmEx Pay It is for smaller transactions. So we are talking about purchases under $100. And for AmEx Plan It, we're speaking about larger, quote unquote, larger transactions. So transactions above $100. The thing is that you need to have the AmEx mobile app. So everything happens on the mobile app. Actually, you can also monitor your transactions on your computer, on your tablets, but it's a lot easier if you can download the AmEx mobile app. And the cool thing is it is available on your iPhone, also on or Android device. But everything happens from there. So once you actually initiate the transactions from there, you can go back to your computer and monitor things. Okay. So AmEx Pay It is a simple way to reduce your overall card balance throughout the month and may even help you boost your credit score by lowering the utilization AmEx reports to the credit bureaus when your billing period ends. So the utilization that AmEx will report to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax will be affected by how much you keep on your credit card balance. Okay, how much balance you keep. So Pay It, once again, Pay It is for smaller purchases, and Plan It is mostly for large expenses. Let's say if you have an unexpected car repair that costs you $2,000 and you charge it to a credit card with a variable APR of 22% or 20%. The thing is that if you actually switch this charge into a Plan It program, you can save a lot of cash because the APR on Plan It are lower than the APR, say, on your regular AmEx card. So this is what it is. So you have a lot of savings when it comes to interest. So this is why the program, whether it is Pay It or Plan It, has been popular with AmEx cardholders. Now let's dig into details here. And I want to really take each program one at a time. So let's first talk about Pay It. So as I said earlier, when you have Pay It, you have to automatically think about a transaction that is below $100. So what's going to happen is that you're going to log into your AmEx mobile app. Okay. And then, so in your app, you will see icons that say Pay It for purchases under $100 and Plan It next to purchases over $100. So some transactions cannot be paid with this feature. So for Pay It transactions, you click on the Pay It icon. So if you have multiple banking accounts on file, you can decide which one to use. So you just press Pay to complete the transactions. So at that point, what will happen here is that you will see a pending payment notification on your balances. And so the payment will take up to 72 hours, in some cases 48 hours, to be reflected on your outstanding balances. Remember, when we talk about the Pay It or the Plan It, there is no application requirements for this feature. Okay, so this is what it is. And the one thing I want to say here is that, so it's important that you use Pay It as an option to immediately pay off charges to your card that are below $100. Okay, and one thing that's really good is that you are able to actually, instead of waiting until you are billed for them, you can actually use the option to pay off purchases as soon as they show up on your account. So the only reason we can think of that you would want to do this kind of programming, in other words, you want to pay off purchases as you make them, is if you have a hard time budgeting. So if you're not really controlling your budget, if you don't control your money the proper way, then you might want to use a program such as the Pay It, okay? Because the amounts are really small. You are speaking about anything below $100. So let's say if you are scraping by right now, or times are tough, or you have been laid off, or you are going through some tough financial situation right now, and you were trying to save whatever cash you can save, then the Pay It program can be nice. I mean, the Planet also is very nice, but the Pay It is really nice because if you think about it, you are speaking about transactions under $100. But if you have, let's say, 20 or 30 such transactions during the month, that adds up. It adds up big time. So overall, here's what you need to know about the Pay It program. Transactions below $100, okay, and there is no requirements. There's no application requirements. There is no hard pull, not at all. Let's talk about the Planet program. So the Planet program is a little more complex, not complex, but more, I would say, more involved, okay? So the Planet feature is designed for qualifying purchases of $100 or more. So it allows you to pay them off over time with a monthly fee. And you can have up to 10 active plans at a time. So you'll be offered up to 3 payment plan options for each Planet purchase. So with each plan, you will see how many payments you will make, the payment amount, and the plan fee, so that you know upfront what you are getting. So each month, your Planet payments will be included in your card's minimum amount due for that month. This means that you will be required to pay your regular minimum monthly payment based on your card balance plus the amount based on the Planet payment plans you have created. Okay, this is kind of cool. And you cannot cancel a plan once it's been set up, but you can pay it off early by paying the new balance from your most recent billing statements. So what will happen here is that if you do this, you will allow American Express to actually not charge you future plan fees. Okay, so let's dig a little further. So one thing I want to say here is that as with most financial decisions, you should only use the Planet feature if it will cost you less than your other options, right? American Express allows you to see ahead of time how much you will be paying in fees. This is really good. We love the transparency here. So if the fees are numbers that you are comfortable with, then you may want to use Planet for that purchase. So, but one thing I want to say here is that before you make that decision, there are 2 things that you should consider. First, you need to look at the interest rates on all of your cards. If you have a card with a lower interest rate that would result in lower total fees being paid, you should use that card instead. Okay, very important. Second, if you know that you will be making a larger purchase ahead of time, you should look into adding a card with a 0% APR introductory offer to your wallet. Okay, so some cards offer 0% APR for periods for 12, 15, or even 18 months on purchases made within a limited time frame from the opening of the account. So if you can add any of those cards and put your large purchase on it, you won't pay any interest or fees on your purchase as long as you pay it off in full before the end of the promotional period. So that will definitely be a better option than paying the fees with AmEx Planet. So what's the catch here? So before you use this feature, you should know that it comes with some limitations. The feature is not available for all American Express cards. Certain transactions are excluded from Planet. There is a limit on how many plans you can have. And there is a daily limit to how many Planet payments you can make. Okay, and so this can help you. So you want to use Planet if you are expecting to incur interest on a major purchase, and you want to use Pay It if you are trying to keep balances low. Very important. Let's talk about the eligible cards. So which American Express credit cards offer Pay It Planet? Okay, so not all American Express cards are eligible for Pay It Planet, because all of its personal credit cards offer it, but you will not find it on any of AmEx small business cards. And this is normal because they were trying to limit risk here. They're trying to manage risk. Okay, so if you have one of the cards we're going to show you on the screen, you may be able to take advantage of the program's features. Okay, so we're going to put each card on the screen so you have a better idea of the cards that qualify for AmEx Pay It Planet. So we have the American Express Cash Magnet card. We have the American Express Gold card. We have the American Express Green card. The AmEx Everyday Credit card. The AmEx Everyday Preferred Credit card. The Blue Cash Everyday card from American Express. The Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express. Delta Sky Miles Blue American Express card. Delta Sky Miles Gold American Express card. Delta Sky Miles Platinum American Express card. Delta Sky Miles Reserve American Express card. Hilton Honors American Express Aspire card. Hilton Honors American Express card. Hilton Honors American Express Surpass card. The Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant American Express card. The Platinum card from American Express. So you have to understand, not all cardholders are eligible to take advantage of both features, even if you have some of these cards listed. Okay, for example, AmEx will consider your credit health, credit limits, and other factors to determine your ability to create plans with the Planet feature. Other reasons you may not be able to use either Pay It or Planet, or both, include your card is not eligible, the purchase is not eligible, because that can happen also. That can happen a lot. And you are an authorized user, also known as an additional card member. Your account has been canceled. One or more of your AmEx accounts has been enrolled in a debt management program, and one or more of your AmEx accounts has a payment that is returned unpaid or is delinquent. Now let's talk about multiple plans. This is very important. Now, the thing, multiple plans means that you have more than one plan, whether one Pay It plan or more than one Planet plan. Okay, and American Express limits you to having a maximum of 10 active plans at any time. So plans can be either set up through your online account or through the American Express app, with one major difference between the two options. So when setting up a plan through your online account, you can combine up to 10 qualifying purchases into a single plan. When setting up a payment plan through the app, you can only select a single qualifying purchase for each plan. So this becomes an issue if you want to set up plans for multiple charges on your account. So with your online account, you can add a total of 100 charges to plans. So there's 10 charges for each of the 10 plans. But with the app, you will only be able to add a total of 10 charges to plans. That is one charge for each plan. So this is one reason why a lot of people are using the to set up plans online. Okay, and so you also have a Planet calculator. So if you want to see how the Planet feature works, American Express has provided a pre-purchase calculator for you to use. So the calculator is only available once you have logged into your account and selected a card that is eligible for Planet. So you don't have to have eligible charges on the card to use the calculator. So the pre-purchase calculator lets you select a plan amount and then gives you a simple program for 3, 6, and 12 months payoffs. So along with the required monthly payments, the calculator also shows you the monthly plan fee, the total plan fee, and the total amount paid. So it is important to know, however, that even though you have to log in, the calculator does not show you the actual plan terms that you will be offered. So that will still be based on your account status, your amount available to plan, and or your credit limits. So because of this, we think that the pre-purchase calculator is nice when it comes to seeing the details of how the feature works, but it's not at all helpful in planning for potential future purchases on your specific accounts. Okay, and there also one thing that you should know, that the plan lengths and fee amounts offered for this program are not standard across all American Express accounts. So the specifics of the plan you are offered for both the purchase, a specific purchase, or a set of purchases is definitely based on your credit worthiness, the purchase amounts, and your account history. So very, very important. Okay. And one thing I want to say here also is that make sure that you actually run through the numbers before you choose either plan it or pay it. Very important. I'll be right back, but after this, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about the AmEx Pay It, Plan It, so you have a clear idea what we're talking about. So here is the smart decision for you. Question is, should you use Pay It, Plan It? Well, the American Express Pay It, Plan It program provides some extra flexibility that you cannot get with other credit card issuers, right? That's for sure. But there are some things to consider before using either feature. And here are what we believe are the limitations. So whenever you learn about a new feature or benefit from a bank or credit card, it's important to do a quick analysis to see if it adds value for you. Okay, so we explained to you the details of Pay It, Plan for American Express, so you know how each of this program works. Now it's time to see if either one is worth using for you. So if you don't pay in full each month, because if you regularly pay your balance in full each month, making small payments throughout the month or moving eligible purchases to a fee-based plan will not make any sense, because as long as you pay in full each month, you probably will not be paying interest anyway. But if you are struggling with paying off your full balance, making small payments throughout the months with Pay It towards your balance when you have the money could potentially help you reduce your credit card debt more efficiently. And if you want to save money on interest, so plan fees are not set in stone and will actually vary from person to person. But if those fees are smaller than the regular interest you would pay, then you could save on borrowing costs. This is very important, okay? And so you can also afford a larger monthly payments. Remember, any payments you make under the Pay It feature are applied to your minimum payment first. But if you create a plan through the Plan It feature, the required monthly payment is added to your account's regular minimum amount due. So if you are thinking about using this feature, make sure that you can afford the new increased minimum monthly payments. If you cannot, you could end up defaulting on the account, which can damage your credit. Okay, and if you don't qualify for a card with an introductory 0% APR, then you can use this feature too. Because if you are expecting, as I said before, I said this like 10 minutes ago, if you are expecting to make a large purchase and will not be able to pay it off immediately, consider shopping for a credit card that offers an introductory 0% purchase APR, okay, before you use the Plan It feature, because this intro offers often last longer than what the Plan It feature provides. Just keep in mind that the intro APR, after it expires, you will be facing an APR based on your credit, and make sure to read the full terms and conditions of the offer before you apply. Okay, and if you can get approved for one of these cards, you will not only avoid a higher minimum payment, but you may also have more time to pay off the purchase and avoid fees and interest altogether. Let's talk about some alternatives. Obviously, American Express, the Pay It, Plan It is not the only game in town. There are other players also, okay? So when we talk about alternatives, there are a few of them. First, you have the thing is that Pay It is simply a shiny new name for partially paying your bill before it is due, right? So banks already allow you to do this on any of your credit card accounts. American Express is just adding it to their app and making it quicker and easier. So if you want to pay off purchases early to help with your monthly budgeting, you can use the Pay It program to save yourself a little bit of time. Okay, and so if you don't have the ability to open a new 0% intro APR card before your large purchase, if you don't have another card with a lower interest rate and you will need a few months to pay the purchase off, then Plan It may be able to save you money. So there are some alternatives that you want to consider. We have the AmEx Pay Over Time. So AmEx's pay over time feature allows card holders to use Amex cards without a traditional credit limit, such as American Express Gold Card and the Platinum Card from American Express, to make purchases and pay them off over time with interest, similar to how most credit cards work when you carry a balance. Okay, so if you have an eligible account, you are automatically assigned a pay over time limit and APR. You can choose to add eligible charges of $100 or more to your pay over time balance up to your pay over time limits. Okay, but this can be a costly option. Like any credit card, you should generally only charge purchases you can afford to pay off before your statement balance is due. So pay over time offers what we believe is added flexibility, but you can avoid interest altogether by paying your total account balance each month by your due date. You also have My Chase plan. So My Chase plan is similar to Amex Planet, except that it works with eligible Chase credit cards. So this Chase card feature lets you pay off purchases of $100 or more in equal monthly payments for a fixed monthly fee instead of interest. Like Planet, you still earn rewards on the purchases you enroll in My Chase plan. You also have the City Flex plan. So this is similar to getting a personal loan from a bank, but less hassle. It allows you to borrow money from your existing Citi credit cards account limits and pay it back at a fixed interest rate in fixed monthly payments over a set time, like a car payment. And the minimum loan is $500. The maximum varies between, it actually varies based on your available credit limits, credit worthiness, and other factors. Okay. You also have the Citi Flex Pay. So this is an arrangement that allows you to target a large purchase on your credit card and pay it off over a set time with fixed payments and a fixed interest rate. So the Citi Flex Pay is kind of similar to the Amex Planet. Okay, and you also have 0% credit card. So again, I've said this before. If you know you have a large purchase coming up and you want to pay it down over time with minimal cost, consider credit cards that offer 0% APR on purchases for a limited time. So you may forego interest on new purchases for up to 18 to 20 months, and you can even earn rewards with some 0% interest card options. Thank you so much for your attention. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about the Amex Planet and Pay It, how it works. So we spoke about, I gave you an overview of the program. I spoke about Pay It, Planet, the eligible cards, the multiple plans, the smarter decision you can make, and the alternatives. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.